Hello everyone, myself Rohan Padle, student of SAS Institute of Management Studies. Today I am here to discuss a topic called demand forecasting, which comes under the subject called supply chain management. Let's discuss the demand forecasting in supply chain briefly. Let's first discuss the role of forecasting. All the push process in supply chain are performed in anticipation of customer demand, and all pull process in supply chain are performed in responsiveness to the customer demand. Let's discuss the characteristics. Forecasts are always wrong and should thus include the expected value and a measure of forecast error. Long term forecasts are usually less accurate than the shorter term forecast. That is, long term forecasts have a larger standard deviation of error relatively to the mean that shorter term forecast. Aggregate forecasts are usually more accurate than the disaggregate forecast as they tend to have smaller standard deviations of error related to the mean. Next, the farther up to supply chain of the company, greater the deviation of the information received. Let's discuss the component of supply chain forecasting. Past demand, lead time of product, planned advertising or marketing effect, state of state of the economy, planned price discount, action that competitor have taken. There are certain methods to find out the demand forecasting, and they are as below. Quantitative method, time series, casual stimulation. Approach, understand the objective of forecast, integrate demand planning and forecast throughout the supply chain, understanding and identify customer segments. Identify the major factors that influence the demand forecast. Determine the appropriate forecast technique. Establish performance and error measure of the forecast. Time series. Goal, systematically components and random components. Systematic components minus level, trend and seasonal factor. Multiply active, level into trend into seasonal factor. Additive, level plus trend plus seasonal factor. Mixed, level plus trend into seasonal factor. Measure of error. A good forecasting method should capture the systematic components of demand but not the random component. The random component manifests itself in the forms of forecasting error that contain valuable informations and must be analyzed for the two reasons. Measure of error. Continue. Managers use error analytics to determine whether the current forecast method is predicting the systematic components from the demand accuracy, and all contingency plan must account for forecast error. This is the formula to calculate the forecast error. Role of IT. IT plays a very big role in forecasting. Their roles are demand planning model, also use product and categories, customer sales information, facility shaping of demand. These tools help in analyzing the impact of promotions on demand and can be used to determine the extent and timing of promotion. Risk management. Firm with a few customers often experience very lumpy demands that is hard to forecast than demand from many small customers. That tends to be smoother. Two strategies used to mitigate forecast risk with the right balance are increasing the responsiveness, utilizing opportunity for the pooling of demand. Forecasting in practice, collaboration in building or forecast, sharing only the data that truly provides value. Be sure to distinction between the demand and the sale. Summary. Understand the role of forecast for both enterprises and the supply chain. Identify the components of the demand forecast. Forecast demand in supply chain gives historical data using the time series methodology. Analyze the demand and the forecast estimate for forecasting error. That's it from my side. Thank you very much.